¿Qué le pasa a Lupita? ¿Qué tienes? Yeah. ¿Qué es lo que quieres? Ella no baila. ¿Qué dice su papá? ¿Qué dice su mamá? Que lo baile Lupita.
For our viewers, welcome to the latest. My name is Natalie Palacio, and I have today Danny Herrera. Danny, thank you so much for joining us. How are you?
Good, thank you. My pleasure.
So I am so glad to speak to you today. I'm excited to learn a little bit more about you and your success. We are in your dance studio, your very own dance studio. Can you tell us what motivated you to open up your studio?
Definitely. Thank you so much for taking the time and the opportunity to, feature me in your blog. I appreciate it. And as far as the studio, honestly, I never thought I was going to open up a business. Never thought of that. And I started dancing when I was really young. Fell in love with it. In the beginning, it started as a means to support myself, and then later I was able to support my family. So there I saw that there was something happening, and I always been a kid with a lot of dreams. So I was able to see and also realize that there was a way to touch lives with dancing. So I joined a place where I could train myself and also teach at the same time, what I fell in love with. And from there, it's just been honestly a dream come true.
So how many years has it been now that you've had this studio open here in Randolph? It's in Randolph, right? Right.
Yes.
The border of Randolph and Dover.
Yes, I call it the border. We're very close to Dover, Rockaway, but it does have a Randolph zip code, and it's been 7 years now.
Wow.
Lucky number 7.
That's incredible. I remember when I was just getting started with dancing, and I brought my family, my sisters here, and it was great, and everyone was so excited to see you open up your studio. So I'm very excited to be back and just kind of see how much it's grown over the years. So
Thank you. It has had a lot of changes, but we're still in touch with a lot of our students, and a lot of them share their dancing stories, and it's pretty cool.
So I'm sure you saw the Super Bowl halftime show with Shakira and Jennifer Lopez. Let me just ask you, as a dancer and an instructor yourself, what did you think about the performance?
I think it was great. I think it was something very different. I think it was something wonderful for not only dancers, for people all over the world, to see a little bit of our culture, dance culture, not only Latin, because I personally Latin, but not only Latin culture, it's a dance culture. And a lot of times it might be undermined, and it is a sport. It does take a process just like any other sports, just like any other career. And there's technique, there's education, there's proper ways of doing it. So to see dancing at that level, to see artists like Jennifer Lopez and Shakira embrace and also bring dancers into their performance and make it a big part of it, it does mean a lot.
Yes, and I believe the group El Swing de Colombia was in the performance as well.
Yes, Swing Latino. Swing Latino is one of the most known studios in Cali, Colombia, where I come from, and they are one of J-Lo's, go-to for performances. So even though it's not particularly us, I happen to know the founder, but it is also something that's representing not only my city, my country, our culture, but also our culture for dancers. So it's very motivating, because from kids or people like me who dream, our studio's name is Dream, anybody that dreams of being in successful, that is proof that anything is possible.
Absolutely. So let me just ask you, what are some of the competitions that you've done locally that have, brought you and given you such like a huge platform? What are some local competitions you've been
Local competitions, we've been to Escape to the Poconos, and that's in PA by Smiling Davids. That has been a great competition locally that helps students get motivated because there's a lot of great talent, especially being close to New York. We have been to a lot of national congresses, like the New York Salsa Congress, Miami Salsa Congresses. Those are conventions for salsa, or not so only salsa, but for dancers to be able to showcase their talent. And more nationally, we've been to a competition called World Latin Dance Cup that now happens to be in Colombia, and also the World Salsa Summit in Miami. And they are two of the biggest Latin competitions in America and in the world. And we have had the pleasure of competing with great dancers, and our youth team has happened to be, last year's champion. So we are very,
That's wonderful.
I would say,
Proud.
very proud. Yes, proud. That would be, yes, it's an understatement too, because we're very, 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 very proud.
Very
Of the
good.
kids. And
You should be. You should be. I remember you were also on America's Got Talent a while ago,
Yes.
weren't you?
yes, yes.
So, can you tell me how that experience was for you and the group that you were with?
Baila Conmigo was the team that performed, and I was, again, blessed to have been invited to dance with them, Joanna Vasquez, the director. And it was great because it was something magical, dancing in front of so many people, dancing in front of, against and along with amazing talent. Not only dancing, now this is something out of the dancing culture. This is magicians, singers, acrobats,
Right.
you name it, any kind of talent we were up against, and we were very blessed to make it to semifinals, which is a big deal.
Yes. How does it compare to the salsa tournaments and competitions you've been on?
It's very different because it's like going to a restaurant that only has a certain type of cuisine, and you know that that's what you go for, versus you go to a place that has different types of cuisine. There's everything. So how do you pick if you're a judge? How do you pick if you're a consumer? How do you pick if you're the person voting? Everything is the best of the best in that category. Dancing, in the Radio City Music Hall was just amazing. So
That's an amazing and thrilling opportunity just to even be on the show and
Yes.
performance. And you guys made it so far, and you guys did a phenomenal job. I certainly was rooting for you, so
thank you.
I'm very glad that you got to experience that. Let me just ask you, what about this fundraiser event that you participated in with your dance studio? There was a fundraiser for the earthquake relief. And can you tell me more about your participation and how you got involved?
Yes. Actually, again, another wonderful opportunity that we were presented to perform. And this is something amazing because even though we have such a long trajectory and displays in different competitions, worldwide, nationwide, we still like to be, pride ourselves in try to keep our feet on earth, no matter how big you get. And it's important to be able to also, help within the local communities and for the events like this. We were asked by a parent a week and a half before the performance. One of her daughters does solo, she's competed, and he asked us if the team would like to perform. And we were very happy to accept the invitation, and it was a wonderful experience because the energy and from the people there was so amazing, and just the people who are from Puerto Rico and everywhere else came together to help this. So it's wonderful to see how dancing can move from one side to the other. You can go from a fierce competition to something so humbling as to put in your little grain of sand into helping others. So
Yeah, I think it's important. One thing that I find so interesting is, along with what you are doing, really, I mean, you have stars like Jennifer Lopez, she has the Lopez Foundation, and they help out with medical needs so that it's accessible to even low-income communities. And then I know that Shakira, she does her own outreach as well with Fiestas Descalzos, or Barefoot Feet. And it's basically another foundation in Colombia that promotes education and into different remote locations in Colombia. She'll actually set up, infrastructure, schools, etc. So
Yeah.
Giving back, I think it's certainly an important point. Back to dancing. How do you think dancing affects your students and your community from your experience here with your studio?
Yes, I always had a motto of it's not the dancing, it's what the dancing does for you. So I think dancing has different buttons that it touches on people's lives. Like for me, it's my escape, it's my outlet. Whenever I feel pressure, whenever I feel, sad or upset, I feel like music and dancing help me and suits me and my soul. For students, I had students who literally have been at the verge of, hurting themselves or even going as far as committing suicide, and dancing has helped them keep them, and also has been their relief. So as extreme as that sounds, it's something that shows how dancing is so powerful, and for us is dancing. For others might be other sports, swimming, soccer, but I believe that staying active, it also helps with the mind, the memory, and it has so many benefits. For me, dancing does it all, from providing a future for me and my family, being able to support, being able to travel all over the world, and being able to also pass it along, not only locally, but to other kids, youths, and even adults, that are highly successful, doctors, lawyers, officers, pilots, that look up to me as their dance instructor. So it makes me feel good that even though, I might not be saving lives as a doctor or saving lives as an officer, I'm still putting my part by dancing and making people smile. I think that's the best thing. Getting someone to smile.
What an honor. What an honor to be affecting lives in such a way. And what an honor to have you here, to be able to reach out to you and bring them up and bring them alongside and show them some dance moves and keep them going. Okay, well, thank you so much, Danny. I appreciate your time.
Thank you.
And the pleasure of just learning more about you and your success.
Thank you so much, Natalie. It's a pleasure. And just to finish, I think we also have a saying that says, even if you trip, make it part of your dance. As dancers, obviously here I'm not trying to paint a picture of the perfect dance teacher, the perfect person. We all have mistakes, just like anybody, but it's part of growing, part of experimenting, falling and getting up. So with that metaphor, we also use it a lot in the dancing, because I personally have had mistakes in my dance or my personal life, and as a teacher, not the best one, but we always try to make sure that we try to improve as we go along. So that's the motto.
Thank you so much. Thank you. And to our viewers, thank you so much for joining us. This has been The Latest.